What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to a brand new video. Today we have a guide with SMG-45. Check out this gun. Absolutely a beam machine, especially when you use the right attachments. Welcome to another gun guide episode, ladies and gentlemen. If you didn't know, I'll be making a gun guide with every single weapon in the game. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss out on any of the videos. First, I'll be sure to max them out, test a bunch of different attachments, and then I'm coming at you with basically the best setup for the gun. Make sure you have the gun maxed out though, and you can literally copy and paste the loadout that is down in the description into your game. First of all, I want to show you guys some clips with how amazing this gun can play when you play it in multiplayer. Enjoy the clips, and after that we get into the loadout. That was kind of wild. So here we have it, the SMG-45. You max it out at level 75, so it is a bit of a grind, but it's definitely worth it. Personally, I thought this gun was not that great in the beginning. I believe you only get 20 rounds, and it was a little bit awkward to use with the slower rate of fire. So you have to adapt your playstyle. It doesn't play like your typical SMG, to say the least. I like to really play super aggressive. This gun, you gotta slow it down just a little bit, but still the TTK is actually surprisingly good. But just because of the rate of fire being 605, it is a little bit less forgiving with the close range targets if you're missing any shots. But however, it also allows for a lower recoil and a very good TTK for longer range as well. So a very versatile weapon, definitely worth maxing out 100%. Might be one of my favorite weapons in the game right now. So let's get into the loadout. It's quite an interesting loadout. I tried a bunch of different setups and I came out with this one in the end. So what I started off with, the panoramic red dot sight. I think it's very important to have a red dot sight on your SMGs. You don't really want to go with any higher zooms, not really worth it. With the red dot sight, you keep a clear vision, of course, when you're in the close range situations of your surrounding. So I wouldn't really go with anything else. The micro sight rise improving the handling, but you lose a little bit of stability, which is honestly not really noticeable. And then I went with the Elite Light Stock. This one is quite crucial in my opinion. You increase the control and the ADS movement speed. On lower recoil weapons that have a lower rate of fire, I really like to improve my ADS movement speed for strafing. This way you allow yourself to be a harder target from range, but you can still shoot back. So if you're accurate while strafing, definitely give this stock a go. If you do not like to strafe that much, You can also use the light stock here, improving the control and handling, a very good alternative for the stock. Personally, I really like the elite light stock here. So the grip, we have the invasion rear grip, improving control and handling. Then, of course, I think the extended mag is a must on this game, on this gun, excuse me. Giving you guys 40 rounds instead of, I think, the 25 or 20 that it has by default, which is definitely very low. Of course, you toss a little mag assist on there. And then with the grip, probably the best grip in the game, the angled combat grip, improving vertical and horizontal control, which as you could see in the firing range, it becomes an absolute laser beam. It's pretty impressive how good the gun becomes. But however, you can change up the grip if you want to. If you want to go with fast ADS speed or whatever, you can go with that, because the control on this gun honestly is already quite good. So this grip is not a must. You lose a little bit of ADS speed, but you can compensate with that with other attachments. But the angled combat grip is what I went with. Then I like to use the practical suppressor on almost all of my SMGs. This is definitely for maybe a little bit more of a aggressive playstyle when you're trying to flank around a lot, trying to be a little bit more sneaky. But so if you don't play like that, if you're not like your typical flanker, I guess, the Poseidon here we go. The Poseidon Flash Hider is also very good. Muzzle Flash in this game is quite there, so try and figure out a good suppressor or muzzle that reduces a little bit of muzzle flash. I think it's very much worth it. So I would go with the Poseidon Flash Hider if you do not like to run suppressors in this game. Then the barrel, I went with the G45 Vision long barrel, improving basically anything on the gun. I tried the other barrels, but the problem is you lose these slots. So I think the Vision long barrel is definitely the way to go. Improving the range on this gun a lot, by the way. This usually improves the gun's ability to go for longer range targets, improving a little bit of the control as well. It's definitely a noticeable change. Then I have the handguards here. I got the laser sight here, which I think I already covered. The laser sight is there. I didn't go with any extra lasers, but the handguards I messed around with a bit, and this is the setup that I went with. Honestly, it's overall a very good gun. So you can use the handguards always to improve something that you don't like about the weapon. So for example, if you still struggle to control the recoil, you can go with the Ranger handguard, improving the recoil. But I went with handling for this one, so that's one handling. Then I have two control handguards. By the way, the position on the gun doesn't really matter. So I have here another Ranger handguard, improving the control. And then I have one for the Hornet handguard for the accuracy. Accuracy is hipfire accuracy in this game, by the way, which might be a little bit confusing to you, which was confusing to me. But if you have more accuracy, you basically have better hipfire. But definitely like try and mess around with the handguards a little bit to your liking. This is what I went: one Hornet, two Ranger, and then I have one Python handguard. So that's basically the setup. Now we have one calibration, and normally I kind of mess around with the calibrations a lot more, but for this gun it was pretty good the way it was. So I only changed one thing, just added a bit of extra control here, where you lose a little bit of aiming stability while breathing. Not really noticeable. Again, the stability on this gun is great. But that's the only changes I made. What I also sometimes tried is on the red dot side. I don't think many players will like this, but if you're a super aggressive player, try out the -25 zoom and pupil distance. You're gonna have no field of view changements when you're ADSing, making it a very aggressive weapon. Honestly, for the SMG-45, because you go for longer range targets, I don't think it's necessary. You could even go with a higher zoom if you want to. I just left it on default. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for your SMG-45 guide. Hopefully the video was useful, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.